big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works.
Discipline and consistency. That's what it takes to be successful. And here we are on episode 9. It's your boy B Jizzle and my position predictions lady cast. We've got a special guest here today. All I want to say is, where are them hard hitters at? I'll seen y'all out there in Bakersfield. But welcome everybody to the show. We're live on 3 platforms. We're live on Facebook, we're live on LinkedIn, and we're live on YouTube. It is Position Predictions, episode 9, Life on the Edges. That's right. We're going to cover the last position group before we get into our position prediction challenge next Wednesday. We've had a little change in the schedule because I've been on the road, so appreciate your patience. But yeah, we're talking life on the edges tonight. So let me welcome my cast to the show. Let me welcome my girl KELZ with the intels in the nation's capital. How we doing tonight, KELZ?
Good, can't complain.
Yeah, how's the weather out there in DC? It's been sunny out here on the West Coast.
We had a couple of rain days, and we had some days where it felt like it was spring, then summer, then winter. So
yeah.
You know how that can go.
All right, good deal. And then I see you brought on a special guest. You got a lady from the Hard Hitters. Let's welcome Star from the Hard Hitters to the building.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so joining us tonight on Position Prediction, going to talk a little edges. You ready to talk a little Cowboys football tonight?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
All right, good deal. How's the weather down there in ATL?
Hey, we had some good weather today. It's been bipolar, but today we was in the 80s. So yeah, pretty good weather. No rain today.
Nice. Yeah, it was sunny. It was an 80, man. I'm telling you, my knee got sunburned. I was riding around in the golf cart and I was hiding under the sun and my knee was out. So only my kneecap got sunburned. So shout out to everybody that was on the Bakersfield golf course out there. If you're just tapping in, I see my folks is tapping in. Hey, Megan, how we doing? Appreciate you tapping in. Thanks for the reminder. I've got some gifts tonight that I need to raffle off to everybody in the supporter group. So while I got these ladies talking about the Cowboys, we're going to jump off on the deep end with the edges because I don't know. We still going running back, wide receiver. What's the rumor mill around the Star on where we're going at pick 12, KELZ?
So right now, the team will be going wide receiver at pick 12.
Wide receiver.
Stipulations with that.
Sounds like Tedero McMillan, if you ask me. But hey, we got to see what the other teams are going to do before us, right, Star?
Absolutely. I think there's some other teams that's looking for a wide receiver also. And there's going to be, I think it's going to be someone that wants to move up and get T-Mac. Hopefully not, but I just can't see him being there as well.
Yeah. So who's your favorite out of the edges? If the Cowboys could draft an edge at pick 12 and he was there, who would you go get to start off the show here, Star, for the hard hitters?
I would definitely take Abdul Carter or Mikael Williams from Georgia. Both of those are my favorites.
Not another number 11. Did you say that? Is he going to get drafted? Is him and Micah going to have a fight? Because they both went to the same college, if I'm not mistaken. Right, KELZ? Abdul Carter ranked number 1 Where we starting at tonight, Kels? Because she said she would go Abdul Carter. Not a bad pick.
I wouldn't, only because his medicals right now.
Oh.
That's what's concerning me.
But that's like the Cowboys, right? They like to draft people
Right,
with damaged stock.
right. But right now, because we have everything is new with this team, we cannot go into pick 12 and mess up. We have to get 12 right now. If Abdul Carter was green light, because right now he's kind of border yellow, border red light. If he was like green light, I'll be all for it. But right now, with the way that his medicals is looking, I am no, I would not use him as 12 because that's too much of a risk. That's too much of a risk. A reach, and that's too much money putting into a player where he's not going to go forward with the shoulder surgery, the foot surgery, and if he gets there on week one,
Damn, he got a shoulder and a foot.
because
Oh,
he came into combine. That's the reason why he didn't.
I can barely hear you. I don't know what's going on. You're blocking your mic over there or something?
No, can you hear me now?
Yeah, just a little bit better.
Yep.
Okay. He came into the draft, not the draft, the combine with a shoulder injury.
Okay. Well, who would you like to start off with since it looks like Abdul Carter got his neck and his back is hurt and his medicals don't look good? So where would you start? Who would you like to highlight first? Because I got another 11 links in my DMs to YouTube on these players and I got them all up. So which one would you like to
I
start
mean,
with?
we can still talk about Abdul. I'm gonna let Stark go into that. I'm gonna talk about James Pierce,
Okay.
Jr., Tennessee.
Well, well, there's not much I would say about him other than, I mean, his weaknesses are, experience. He's an experienced edge rusher, and that's what he's good at. But he's transitioned to like a true edge rusher role, just being off coming off the ball, um, coming into the balance into the space. Sometimes I think that's a little weakness, and shorter in his statue, than some of the other edges that's out there. But when it comes to his medicals, I do know that he did have the shoulder injury, but he's still I think they have him listed at maybe like number 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's been all the rage. That's all I've heard. Every mock draft I've seen, he doesn't fall past 3 or 4. So
Right. Yeah.
even with the medical stuff, he's still hot, but I don't think he'll fall to 12. But it'd be
no,
interesting.
Yeah.
no, I think he will. He will go in my opinion in like the top 10, maybe the
Yeah.
top 5.
Yep.
But I don't see him stretching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can say bye bye to Abdul Carter. I mean, it looked like if we drafted him and Mike are gonna have to duke it out for number 11 anyway. But so
Nah,
I don't see that
because
happening.
there's another 11 that is
Uh-oh.
prospect. It's a few of them.
Oh, at Edge? Edge is wearing number 11? Man, oh, I guess the rules changed in college football too. They can wear any number. Is that right?
Yeah, and I hate that rule. I
Yeah.
hate that they passed that. But Mr. James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
That's
This is the guy that ran like he was the fastest edge at the combine, right?
Yep,
I remember him. Yeah, that dude's quick.
yep, and he will match perfectly next to Micah to take Tank's spot.
Yeah.
His prospect grade is a 6.40, so he will become a good starter within this season or next year. Um, he ranked fourth in production score with 81. He ranked 19th in athleticism with a score of 71, and he ranked fourth as a total score of 80. In his 40-yard dash, he ran a 4.47. His 10-yard split, he ran a 1.56. His vertical jump was 31 feet. His broad jump, he had one of the highest broad jumps, 10 feet 3 inches. In 2024, first team All SEC. He led the team with 13 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks, and he played in all 13 games with 9 starts, with 38 tackles, a PBU, and a forced fumble.
So he ain't got no injuries on his resume?
Nope.
Oh, Cowboys ain't gonna draft him.
Strengths. Well, I don't know. Flus don't. One thing about Flus, he do not like injured players.
Okay, well that's I like Flus then because I don't like injured players either, but Jerry seems to.
Yeah.
But okay, now keep going. If you got any more on Mr. Pierce, I like his
So
play.
strengths. He's explosive first, second, and third steps in his rush. He attacks with a slow punch with a compact slap to open outside and inside edge. He creates big speed to power push despite a lack of mass and bend. Uh, he can beat half man protection, positioning in efficient linear track, effective use of length to separate from and slink around blocks. Motor and balance make him hard to finish for run blockers.
What you said, violence?
Yeah, very violent.
Yeah, because I know our offensive, well,
Yeah,
that's offensive coordinator. Yeah, defense, they can be violent too. Okay.
yeah. So only a couple of weaknesses. He needs more mass and plays strength for transition into pros, lacks white strength to displace blocker hands once they are in. Pass rush can be knocked off track by a firm punch. Um,
So what's this dude's his biggest strength? Obviously, is his speed. He was the
is his
fastest
speed
at fastest edge. What did he run at the 40? At the
He's
a
speed.
combine?
4.47,
A 4 what?
4.47.
Yeah,
4.47.
4.47. Yeah, 4.447.
And he's 6'5", 245 pounds. His arm span is 32 3/4. His hands are 10 inches.
Oh, he got some small hands. No,
No, no,
those are pretty big. Yeah, 10. Yeah.
yeah. So look for him to be drafted later round one, definitely round two. Um, his comparison is Adafe Owa.
And Randy Gregory also.
Yeah, he's more like Randy Gregory when
Yeah.
he's not offended.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for there.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
player
Pro comparison.
comparison. So okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so he's definitely on the Cowboys draft board,
One
right?
of his
And
weaknesses.
go ahead.
I was just saying one of his weaknesses though is that they just feel like he can rush a little bit too high sometimes, and that's what it was like. A lot of teams won't like his frame, but like I said, if he's on our draft board, we'll see.
Now, explain that a little bit further. He says he rushes too high. For somebody that maybe not know that,
Yeah,
what exactly does that mean?
I'm assuming they're saying because of his height, he's tall and maybe I guess more slim than stock, and so when he rushes, I'm guessing they can go under him. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. How tall is he? How tall is he, KELZ? What was his?
6'5".
Oh, yeah, he is tall. He should be on the court somewhere.
6'5".
That's a big boy. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. He got a long frame, but he's quick though
Yeah, he's
to be that
6'5".
tall. I watched him live at the combine. I was like, wow, his stock just went up. So
Yeah, he's fast. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Did you have anything that you wanted to add to it as we welcome our newest special guest to the show, Star down in Atlanta of the Hard Hitters? Did you have anything else that you wanted to add to James Pierce? Anything?
Nope. I think he's about 18 KELZ. What they have him at?
As far as his draft projection, like late round
Yeah.
one, definitely round two, but late round one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, there was his highlights right there, and that was the conclusion of our guy James Pierce. So, I don't know what's the likelihood of the Cowboys in the first 3 picks to go after an edge. I mean, I know we're talking skill players, which I think Ezekiel Elliott, we said was the last skill player the Cowboys have drafted in the first round. wide
Yeah.
receiver or running back. Because I know one thing: if Ashton Jeanty don't get sucked in by the Raiders, I'm hoping he'll be there because I don't want them to ruin that guy's career. But I know we need some defensive pieces too. And just while we're on defense, because we talked defense a few weeks ago, if it's one defensive piece the Cowboys need first and foremost right now, would it be edge, linebacker, or D line or cornerback? Because I've seen even Broadus saying that Siobhan Revel, who's injured, coming off an injury, was projected to the Cowboys, and a lot of people have him going to the Cowboys. So would you say corner? We probably gonna grab a cornerback before we grab a linebacker or a DN, KELZ?
I could see us getting a corner, but not at 12, but definitely a corner before an edge. But we still need someone to fill in Tank's spot.
Okay. Now, what about Marshawn Freeland? I thought he played on that. Did he play on that side with Tank over there?
No, he played on the opposite side.
Okay. All right. All right.
So he's on the side. He's on the side where Maris Leofow. Speaking of Maris Leofow, Babu.
Yeah, I see he was in the news. You sent me a text. I don't know. He was watching his girlfriend or at the game or something like that.
His girlfriend just got drafted, the third pick for the Washington Mystics.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh,
so
okay.
he was in New York, so he wasn't at the Cowboys check-in.
Yeah, it says here, but Sports Illustrated, Cowboys Maris Leofow roasted at WNBA draft after girlfriend Sonia Citron is picked. I don't know what they're talking about roasting him. What's up with that? Is that just the media being the media or what?
That's the media being the media. Yeah. He's the Cowboys, and that was the first day that the Cowboys checked in. The day of the draft.
For OTAs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, was he at OTAs the first day or was he over there?
No,
that's why he got roasted.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's involuntary OTAs though, right?
Absolutely. No, this is voluntary.
Okay. All right, gotcha. Well, we appreciate everybody tapping in. If you're tapping in, do us a favor, leave us a comment, let us know where you're watching from, give us a like and a share on here, keep this algorithm going. I got my ladies up here tonight talking edges, life on the edge. We just talked about James Pierce. Who we got next up on the roster to talk about on the edges?
Let's talk about Mr. Nick Scorton.
Texas A&M.
Yeah, buddy.
Nick Scorton. Okay. Gotcha. Here he comes.
109 tackles and 31 tackles for loss.
31 tackles for loss?
Yep.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. 6'3", 257. Yeah, he's not as big, but he's pretty big. Not 6'5". Talk to us about our guy, Nick Scorton.
So he is a Texas boy. 6'3", 257 pounds. Arm span is 33 inches. Hands is 10. His prospect grade is 6.40. He came into the combine. He ranked 10th with a production score of 74. So he's green lighted on everything, which is good. His athleticism, he ranked 23rd with a score of 71. And his total score, he ranked 9th with 77. So in 2024, first team All SEC, he was the finalist for the Lot Impact Trophy, top defensive player of the year, who exhibits integrity, maturity, performance, academics, community, and tenacity. He has no criminal records. I would like to throw that in there. Led team with 14 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, started 12 games with 37 tackles, 2 PBUs, and a forced fumble. He did not play in the team's Las Vegas Bowl loss to USC. He is projected to be drafted in round 2. His NFL comparison is Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals.
He only played 1 year at Texas, KELZ, because he played at Purdue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that transfer portal, these kids do more tours than a damn veteran now in 4 years. It's like rotate, rotate, rotate. But hold on, this guy wears number 11 too. Okay, so now him and Micah gonna have to fight.
Yeah.
Micah gonna have to line them all up. Micah gonna have about 4 or 5 people come in there fighting for his number.
And he ain't gonna
Jerry
get,
got pay-per-views lining up right now. I can see it.
he ain't gonna get that number up.
Oh
So,
no.
so some of his strengths, good power and aggression when attacking the point. He's capable of playing through edges or slipping blocks for disruption. Handles the play with tremendous change of direction talent. He forced offenses to send additional protection to help his way. Thoughtful rusher who sets up moves and counters, alters step cadence, and enters angles to keep tackles guessing. Hands are heavy, skilled, and efficient in his rush. He does not cause a lot of penalties. Transition quickness to win inside on spin moves and Euro steps. Only a couple of weaknesses, but this can be developed real quick. He looked a step quicker on his 2023 tape at Purdue. He lacks length. Lacks of length prevents him from controlling edge blockers. He gets caught sleeping and loses contained positioning. Average acceleration creates average speed to power rush and allows tackles to close the distance and bring him in tight. I'm trying to think of who, but he is a set and contained run defender, which I do like about Scorton. And he plays with adequate hustle and range in pursuit, and he hits runners with heavy pads. I'm trying to think of who on the team, past or present, that I can describe him to.
Well, Joe Tranchina says, how about we trade back to pick 18? You know, Joe, hey, what up, Joe? We see in Italy, or AKA the Star, as we got our mold from the Star here in the building. Joe says, how about we trade back to pick 18 and get an extra third in the 4th round pick? I don't know. There's been Stephen Jones out in the media saying we're open to trading back, but I would only do
But
that for a first rounder, and I know 3rd or 4th rounder.
They don't want to trade in that deep into the first round. If I see them trading back, it's probably going to be like maybe 13, 14, because we still have we will still have a good enough as far as players.
Yeah, well, Ryan West says, could you see us trading up to get Ginty maybe? I don't know about trading up. I think there's too much at play.
Too much draft capital.
Yeah, too much at play. That's not typically the Cowboys move there, but that was Mr. Scourton. Star, did you have anything that you wanted to add to KELZ's rundown of Mr.
Only that they one comparison they had him was to Keon White when you was trying to think of somebody to compare him to.
Yeah.
Okay. And what round did you say he was going in, KELZ? He's going in 3rd or 4th round?
2nd.
Oh, 2nd round. Okay. Yeah, because I know one thing in the top 4 rounds, by the 4th round, all the linebackers, all the edges are gone. So we got 12, 44, and then 70. What was our 3rd pick there? At 70.
77, and then 77.
So by the 72nd pick, all the big name players from the defensive side of the ball are pretty much gone. But we're going to pull up this mock draft simulator here just so that way we can give y'all an idea. So if you have not participated in any mock drafts, we have a challenge going on this month. Next week, we will be submitting our predictions. So shout out to all of my Raise the Bar members on my Patreon and my State Board of Governors. As you see, we have brought on our new official sponsor there by Turf Caps. We have a challenge going on to this. Can you predict how many edges will the Cowboys rush? As you got a 10 picks there. So we're going to figure out which, the goal is not to get the actual name right. We want to figure out how many positions will the Cowboys draft. And let's just kick this mock draft off. So it gives everybody a little bit of an idea. And that way we can take a look at these edges and see where they're available. All right, we got that up. So we're going to start that. Y'all got that? You can see it? Okay, cool. So let's take a look at who is gone and who is not.
How does the contest go, Barry? Give me a little bit of information about that.
Yeah, we got 10 picks, and the idea is, can you predict how many running backs, how many quarterbacks, how many defensive linemen, how many linebackers? So it's all about the position group as we've been breaking down all of the position groups here. Now we're on episode 9, breaking down the edges. We've broke down all of the other position groups to get an idea of who these players are. But the competition is simply, I think one quarterback, one running back, 2 wide receivers, 3 linebackers. You get to 10, you make your official submission, and then whoever comes up with the best position prediction, you're going to win the official star draft guide this year. It is officially out on the Dallas Cowboys website. So the draft king or the draft queen will be crowned in the position predictions competition. So that is quite fitting. I've never owned one of those. I've already bought one of the digital ones. I plan to get one of the copy ones too as well. But we got this mock simulator going, and we'll take a look at what edges are there in the first round at pick 12. And there's Michael Williams, Shamar Stewart. So it looks like, there's James Pierce. It looks like Abdul Carter and Jalen Walker were picked before us on the top 2. It didn't say where they went though.
Okay.
So there's a good look at where we're at on edges as we continue to go through the edges here, and then we'll get back to this mock draft simulator here shortly. So, KELZ, who you got next up on the list? Who we talking about next?
Genty is still there. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to it in a minute.
I did see Ryan West. His question was, how about the white boy from Ohio State, Sawyer? I think his name is his tough. I don't know what it means. But as far as Sawyer, when they went to the Ohio State, because you got to say that, right?
Who you on now? Which edge are you on now?
His question was about Sawyer from Ohio State. He was not one of the ones that Will McClay and
he ain't even in the top 13 on this draft buzz over here, so he must be down there somewhere.
Yeah. When Shoddy and McClay went to Ohio, and Ramon Kenyon, when they went to Ohio, that they were not looking at defense. They was looking at Emeka Ibuka, Travion Henderson, and Krishan Jefferson.
All right. We got some more people coming in. We got my folks from the Bakersfield Barbecue. There go my guy Pete's grilling and chilling right there. I got some barbecue sauce to give away. Shoot, we're going to have to do a separate show. I got too much stuff to give away. It's going to take too long here on the show. But good evening. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's a good barbecue sauce. I got one of the first jars. I appreciate that. Pete's tapping in. Eric Serrato, the Cowboys Can Fan Podcast. What's up, baby? It was good to see you out there for a brief moment, but I won't be out there at the Texas Golf Tournament. I think maybe Brandon will be out there, so I know you might run into him too, but it's always good to see you out there as always. As we get to some of the comments, who do you got next on the highlights, or who we looking at, KELZ?
Let's talk about Mr. Princely Umamiele.
Well, he got
I would have whacked his name up.
Yeah, I say he got a name.
Last name. The last name, I would have whacked it up.
Talk to us about not the artist name Prince.
No.
Prince. That's what I call him, Prince.
Princely. Okay.
6'4", 244. Yeah, he's kind of big too.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull this up. I should have kept it on the other screen. So he is an edge rusher, but he can play defensive end. Prospect grade is a 6.9. He is listed as a starter. 6'4", 244. His arm span is 33 and 7/8 inches. His hands are a little bit small, 9 and 5/8 inches. He ranked 7th at the combine, production score 80. In athleticism, he ranked 25th with a score of 69. His total score, he ranked 13 with a score of 75. At the combine, he ran a 40-yard dash of 4.72. His 10-yard split was 1.62. Vertical jump was 38 inches. Broad jump 10 feet 6 inches. I think he had one of the highest broad jumps. His
Yeah.
3 drill 7.33, and his 20-yard shuttle was a 4.46. He did not bench press at the combine. He did enter the transfer portal from Florida. So I'm not gonna go because he has a nice resume for Florida. But in 2023 at Florida, he was the second team All SEC. He led the Florida team with 11 and a half tackles for loss, 7 sacks. He started in all 12 games with 39 tackles. In 2024, no, he's not a transfer portal. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, man, that must be the thing, because man, these kids jump around faster than the NBA players.
Transfer portal. He's from Mississippi. He's at Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, yeah, from Florida, yeah.
So when he went to Ole Miss in 2024, I think I sent you the wrong one. I think I sent you his Florida tape. I should have sent you the Mississippi.
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Ole Miss.
Yeah. In 2024, first team All SEC. He tied for 10th in the FBS with 10 sacks. He played in 12 games with 6 starts, bringing in 37 tackles, 13 and a half total tackles for loss, and a forced fumble. Something to know about him. His brother, Prince Will, played edge at Nebraska, then transferred to Mississippi in 2025. And his brother, Prince, played DL at Tarleton State. He is projected to go in the 3rd round. His comparison is Whitney Marsalis. He's a finesse edge defender with traits, athleticism, and upside to have his sack production translate to the NFL.
But does he have injuries though?
No.
Okay, good. All right. I mean, shit.
I try to stay away from the injury prone one.
Well, we know the Cowboys love an injured player, boy. I swear to God, I think Jerry drafts folks like Jalen Smith and says, "Look, we're going to draft you injured, and you're going to owe us contract time. So don't forget that shit." I just think that's what goes on. But anyway, as I digress,
I try to stay away from the injury. If he got a little scratch on his knee, then I ain't tripping over that because I still got a scratch on my knee from a kid.
right.
But can we say known injuries? Because sometimes, known injuries. Because sometimes,
his medical's cleared.
Yeah.
So that's good.
And a lot of people don't understand that's really what the combine is about. It's not so much looking at their athleticism because they got all this stuff on tape. They're really looking and talking to them like getting their medicals, like what you're saying, so they can figure out if we draft or we invest money into this guy, is he injured or not, right?
Right. And it seemed like, and I'm going to get back to a little bit about him. They did have their 30-day visit in their Texas Day, I believe. And most of the ones that they invited are offensive players. So that lets you know in those first 3 rounds is going to look very offensively.
Yeah, I mean, we need some impact players. I don't care who it is we draft. I'm saying we need 3 to 5, maybe 5 to 6 of these guys. We need them to hit because I was doing a little math last year, and I don't think is there any players you can name we drafted? And I hate to do this to my guy, the draft whisperer, but is there any players that we drafted last year that really had an impact on this team?
Last year?
Yeah. Was anybody out of the draft class that really had any kind of impact on this team? Maybe Luke Schoonmaker a little bit?
Yeah, Schoonmaker.
But he was drafted in 2023.
Oh, yeah. And Overshawn too, right? Overshawn was
yeah, that was 2 years. No. Yeah, that was 2 years ago because Mozzie Smith was already on the end of his deal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm thinking like we got to draft players that can come suit up and come in and play right now. And so let's get back to this draft mock simulator because there are if everybody says, oh, GT ain't going to be there, he going to go to the Raiders. Well, look at this. In this mock draft, he actually fell to us. And so with that being said, while we're tapping in, everybody that's on the line right now, if you got pick 12, who you pulling the trigger on? Ashton Jeanty?
Genty. If he's sitting there, Genty.
There go your boo. Is that Armand Membu? That's your Membow? That's one of your boos, ain't it? Tyler Warren there. He's an impact player. I mean, shit, he can line up at fullback. But y'all talk to us in the comments and let us know down there below who you going for. Let us know now. Come on, YouTube. Come on, LinkedIn.
T Mac and Genty is there.
Ooh, T Mac, Tedero, McMillan, and Ginty. Now that is a conundrum, if you ask me. What do you? Is the Cowboys going to go running back or Tedero McMillan if this scenario falls, KELZ? Because we've heard you say running back and wide receiver in the first 2 rounds. So talk to us.
I think they would go wide receiver. Even if Genty is there, I think they would go McMillan before Genty.
Ooh, man, don't say that.
Because
you know the Cowboy fans, V, they're gonna be like, it's Derrick Henry 2.0 if we don't draft Genty and he's available.
That running back, that is going to be the difference maker. I mean, without that, offensive line, he's just really going to be a waste. You're going to have to. I think it's going to be wide receiver, offensive lineman, and corner. Those are the 3 top that I'm thinking the Cowboys are going for.
I'm with you. So in this situation, you going Genty, you going Tet, or where you going on this particular draft?
I'm going Tet.
Tet.
I will go Genty only because we now have a head coach that is heavily stacked on running the ball. He wants a run offense. So if he wants a run offense, I'm thinking it's going to be a running back. It's going to be Genty. If Genty is there for us at 12, I would say go Genty because we need the running game to open up the passing game.
Facts. Sterling's tapping in, says best player available, and that's where a lot of folks need to understand in this draft. If you look at the BPA, it is Ashton Genty at number 7. If the Cowboys were to go and get a Tet, we might get an A+, but C is at an 11, and we're at pick 12. So anytime that you pick these players, the further you go, the lower your grade is going to be on this side. Now, remember, Will McClay got a C+, I believe, in last year's draft. So they're trying to hit on these. So we're going to go take best player available. We're going to get our A+, and then we'll come back to this as KELZ goes.
And one thing on what Star just said, I will go for what she said if you were to keep Dowdle. If we would have kept him,
Rico Dowdle,
then I will go wide receiver, and then in round 2 or maybe round 3, because I don't think Travion Henderson is going to.
So that's why I was going next.
I think he will still be there. So let's say if Dowdle was still with us, then I would get either Henderson or Junkins with 44 or 76.
Yeah. Talking about running backs. All right, I got these edges up. Who you got?
The way you were thinking, like, had we kept Dowdle, I would have gone that way too.
Yeah. All right, who you got on these edges next? As we talk about edges with the ladies, who you want to talk about next on the list?
Okay. Well, one thing about Princely, only thing I can say, he's a good size as far as length and loads of rush production. He has great speed. He knows how to dip below, redirect blocks, and he knows how to close out bursts. It's really not a lot of downsides to him. Let's talk about Mr.
I know we're moving on, but I know we asked the question a few minutes ago. So Tyler Guyton, Cooper Beebe, those were kind of the 2 that was drafted last year that, you was asked about. Did they
about impact players. Yeah, Tyler was the most penalized lineman, and Cooper probably had the most impact on the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about Mr. Shamar Stewart.
All right, Shamar. Another A&M product here, 6'5", 267. God, what are they eating students at the campus? I mean, what the hell are these guys eating?
Listen.
Talk to me about Shamar. What's up with Shamar? That's 2 edges. Both of these guys played. You went over the first one. Was who? Was that
Princely?
Yeah, him and Shamar. Let's hear about Shamar. I want to see what he had to do over here.
I'm the artist better known as Prince.
Yeah.
He is 6'5", 267 pounds. His arm
He's a
span
big
is
one. He's a big one.
34. Yeah, he's a big boy. 34 and 1/8. His hands is 9 5/8 inches. His prospect grade is 41. His production score, he did drop a little bit low. He's in the yellow line. He ranked 25th with a production score of 64. His athleticism, which is better, he ranked fourth with a score of 84, and he ranked seventh in total score with 77. 40-yard dash, he ran a 4.59. 10-yard split, a 1.58. Vertical jump, he had one of the highest vertical jumps at the combine with 40 inches. Broad
Damn,
jump,
40.
yeah,
That's a
broad
that's a
jump.
lot of that's a lot of jump.
Yeah,
Yep.
broad jump. He had one of the highest with 10 feet 11 inches.
Did Byron Jones still hold that for the broad jump, the record? That's a
Yes,
world record, ain't it? Yeah.
12 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He will be drafted in the first round. In 2024, the third team All SEC. He started 12 games with 31 tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss, with 1.5 sacks, 2 PBUs, and a forced fumble. He did not play in the team's Las Vegas loss against USC. His comparison is Roy Robertson Harris. He is carved with granite, possesses a rare blend of traits, explosiveness, and untapped upside. He's long and sudden off the snap, and let's see, he's very violent. He's a bull rush. His bull rush compresses the pocket off the edge, and he's too fast for guards when reduced inside. He can be very disruptive in both phases, but requires additional training to start converting his opportunities into finishes. So he has speed to power rush, knocks, pass setting tackles off their marks, exceptional chase speed to close hard off the backside, has been to turn and flatten the edge, hunt the passer, will threaten guards with length, quickness as a sub rusher inside. Most of his weaknesses can be done in development. One thing I can say about him, he will be a good buffer. To knock some of the deficiencies that Mozzie has.
Yeah, they say he sets that wall for the run game. They say he sets a brick wall.
Yeah, so he can hide some of those flaws and weaknesses that Mozzie possesses.
Imagine this: the Cowboys able to stop the run this year. Holy shit!
Listen,
That's going to be amazing if you know what I'm saying.
That was impressive when I seen that he could help.
Yeah, if you can stop the run, yeah. Can you just sign up and stop the run? Yeah. Shout out to my guy Jason Curtis. He says trade Will Greer. You got to learn how to spell his name, big dog. Will Gear sucks. It's Will Greer, and we wouldn't want to trade him because for what? Who's going to trade for Will Greer on the practice squad?
Yep.
Talk to me. We talking about edges. Keep up with us here today as we talk about these edges here tonight. So that was our guy out of A&M. Again, boy, you got about 3 or 4 more people to go, huh? Shamar Stewart. So A&M losing some folks on their line, huh? They're gonna have a whole new class coming in next year. Where all them Aggies folks out there? How y'all feel about losing all your edges?
We're not talking about the one in your hairs.
Yeah. If you're tapping in, leave us a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Sterling says, I'm looking forward to training camp with a full roster and get to work on being better than last year. Start building for that road to 6. Yeah, me too. I think KELZ has brought this up plenty of times here that this offense, especially under Schottenheimer, is going. I know we're talking about edges on defense here today, but what I was saying about could we stop the run and how this offense is going to look different, this offense is not going to look the same. These are all brand new coaching staff.
Yeah, it's not going to look the same.
Yeah, I mean, the coaching staff went out and got some of these players star, and it looks like, I mean, everything, it looks on the surface like we could see some change coming, but we're going to have to wait to see where the rubber meets the road as OTAs have kicked off. They were voluntary OTAs, by the way, and Micah showed up. So we want to hear from y'all in the comments below. Did Micah just show up because he on contract year? Because he wasn't at involuntary OTAs the last couple of years. I think he was boxing in Texas or doing something like that. But OTAs kicked off. He was there, and I think that's a good sign. And here we go. It's time to pick apart the Cowboys. Who was there, who's not there, and all that stuff.
So here's a little tidbit. Here's a little tidbit as far as with Micah. Micah, I think right now what the front office is looking at is his maturity level and him stepping up to be.
Like Dak Prescott coming to training camp with no deal and still participating in all the activities.
Right. So I can't fault Tank a lot for some of the comments he said. But I mean, Tank had his part to play in it, but I can't fault him a lot because some of the things that he did say as far as with Micah is true. And when I was at the CSA show, I know there were like a lot of trash talking and joking going around. So one of the jokes was that Micah is going to be traded to the Washington Commanders, and a lot of Cowboy fans that was at the CSA show was like, okay, we're good with that, because I think some of the Cowboy fans are very turned off on how Micah carries himself.
They better get over it. I mean, he's probably the best defensive player in the league. And granted, we haven't had that postseason success. I mean, the dude is a lightning rod for conversation.
Right. And we're not taking that from him. But I already told you some of my my interaction with
Well, Tank got the stank from me because when he said he was almost gassed against Green Bay, I ain't never gonna forget that shit. How you go into the playoff game and you tell the media you was gassed?
You was tired and gassed.
Yeah, that's why I said, he has a part to play in it too. But when it comes to the way that a lot of people feel about Micah, I do understand what he's saying with that. But Tank does have a part to play in it, just like everybody else on the team. But when we talk about this roster, as far as with the coaches, you have
something is going on with your microphone. You got something covering it up or something like that?
No.
I don't know. Is it sound muffled on your end too, Star?
Yeah, it does. When you move back or something, we can hear you much better.
Normally, we haven't had this problem before. I don't know what it is.
Can you hear me now? Is it better?
It's the same way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something's different. But anyway, go ahead.
But when you look at the coaches, we have Andre Curtis, who is our defensive pass game coordinator, and he's going to be working very close with Flus and Brian Bean, who is our assistant defensive line coach. So they're going to be able to. They have to stop the run. They have to come up with schemes to stop this run. I'm not worried about offense.
So stopping the run. Who we got next up on these edges then that can help the Cowboys stop the run this year?
Yep.
Let's go to Star's neck of the wood. Let's go to Georgia.
Let's go to Georgia.
Let's go to Georgia.
Michael Williams.
Yes.
All right. Oh, Star got real excited over here talking about Georgia, huh?
And them Georgia boys. You see what Philly doing with them Georgia boys, right?
Man, don't even remind me about that shit.
That's all I'm saying.
All I gotta say is I put respect on Vic Fangio after last season and what he did, and I'm just gonna be equally impressed if they could do something else because they lost a whole lot of players over there. But anyway,
who was the defensive coordinator before they got Fangio? Who was because I know he's a head coach for
Steichen.
Yeah.
Shane Steichen, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So him and Fangio, the last two drafts, have been getting boys from Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, talk to us about this Michael Williams. Maybe the Cowboys need some Georgia boys.
All right. So he is 6'5", 260 pounds. He's arm span 34 and 3 8 his hands is one of the largest out of the edge class, 10 and 1/4. His prospect grade is 6.57. He did hit the yellow line at combine with a production score of 68, and he ranked 22nd. His athleticism, he ranked 14th with a score of 76. His total score, he ranked 8th with a score of 77. In 2024, he was the second team All SEC. He tied for the team's lead with 2 forced fumbles. He played in 12 games with 6 sacks.
But do we have injuries though?
No.
Okay, good. All right. I'm sorry.
21 tackles, 8.5 tackles for loss with 5 sacks in the PBU. He played. Oh well, hold on. He did play through an ankle injury suffered in the season opener, but it wasn't bad.
Right.
Okay.
So he was
No
he
no
had,
surgeries and no comebacks, ACLs.
It didn't cause a red flag, so he is projected to be drafted in the first round, more so like the mid first round.
Mhm.
His comparison is Gregory Rosso. He's an upside prospect with loads of traits. He simply needs more snaps and more time to fill out his frame. He's an explosive athlete who uses his exceptional length to keep tackles and tight ends at the end of his punch. So he's a violent edge rusher.
Yeah.
He covers ground quickly with his backside pursuit. He range and quickness to spill and chase or close down the backside. He uses tethered step and swipe moves to infiltrate the pocket. He keeps long arms active for strip sacks, batted passes. He turns speed into power with a runaway from wide alignment and good change of direction and closing bursts as a sack finisher. He doesn't create a lot of penalties, which is good because that's something that
Mhm.
we're known for. The only thing he needs to improve is base strength and upper body power. He can be stalled by strong hands that cinch him up, inconsistent press and shed at a point of attack.
Yeah. And his one-on-ones, he need to get better with that on his one-on-one situations.
Yeah, as you can see, you take a look at the highlights here back here. You got Michael Williams against what's the lineman from Kelvin Banks from Texas here. Some of the highlights says Georgia boys took on them Texas boys. So some good highlights just to give you an example of him going up an elite pass blocker in Kelvin Banks. But yeah, this guy is pretty ranked up there. Michael Williams is on the top. Let me see here on their list. Yeah, he's number 3 on the list. So definitely a hot commodity. Where are you seeing him go on the drafts, the mock draft simulators, Kel?
So looking at some like Bucky Brooks, Lance Zern, Zerline, Zerline. There's another one. They're looking at him going somewhere in the 20s.
Okay. Like I said, first 3 rounds, man, all of the linebackers, all of the edges are gone. By the time you get to the 4th round, ain't nobody available. But let's take a look at who's available here at pick 44 as we go. Best player available here, Josh Connolly, offensive tackle, Siobhan Revel, cornerback, Trey Amos, cornerback. Let's take a look at the running backs. See who's there. There's Quinshot Junkins, Caleb Johnson, Scatterbo. Somebody asked me about Scatterbo. I told her Scatterbo was going around in the 4th round. As you see, he's number 83, so he's going just outside of the 4th round. But in this particular situation, let's take a look at the edges. Nick Scourton, who you just covered. Princely, the artist named Prince is there. There's Jack Sawyer. I think you was talking about him. Out of these edges, would you take any edges at pick 44 or would you go BPA? Ladies, talk to me.
Who we got at wide receiver?
Trey Harris, Jalen Noe, Jack Besh. It goes Isaiah Bond. I think he needed Bond. I think he just got in trouble. But the Cowboys might draft him. Shit, but I'm not at the second pick
Please.
at 44.
Mm-mm.
But here's your BPA. I mean, would it be best to go Josh Connolly here, offensive tackle for Ashton Jeanty, or Siobhan Revel?
What's cornerback? What's the cornerback?
You got Siobhan Revel right there. He's recommended. And Trey Amos from Mississippi. Azarea, there go your boo.
I would get Wanye's brother.
You go grab Azare?
I would, yep.
Over Siobhan Revel. Talk to me why you would take him over Siobhan Revel, because Brian Broaddus and all these folks have, and I was cool because I talked about it the other day in Bakersfield. I was talking about Brian Broaddus's top three, and Brian or Siobhan Revel was a surprise because after I did some more research on it, it's like he's come back from an injury now. Is that right? Siobhan Revel? Is that why you would take Trey over, or you would take Mr. Thomas over?
I like Thomas' speed and his hand placement, and he's a ball hawk over Revel.
Yeah, Starting says if Revel wasn't coming off injury, I say him. Yeah, I was just curious. Why would Brian Broaddus have the Cowboys? Is because Jerry, that's the thing that he likes to do. I don't know. Tell me, who would you grab? Would you grab Siobhan Revel at this point, or would you take Azarea Thomas? Star, talk to me.
I think Thomas. But I don't know my screen blocked out. I can't see y'all, so it looks funny that I don't know if you can see me or not. But
yeah, you still, but you're not talking. We got you. Go ahead, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would go with Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas. All right. I guarantee he's going to be a B. Watch. Oh, we got an A for Azare. All right, we'll come back here to a minute. Who we got next up on the list, KELZ?
Oh, I didn't. Let's talk about JT Tomoloa. I had
Tuamalau. Man, them don't get me to saying these Samoan names.
Butcher these names.
Hey, Samoa taking over, bro. Them Samoans, they coming in the league now. They taking over, bro. They got a lot of them up here in the Pacific Northwest play with my son. They big boys too. But talk to us about JT, KELZ.
Okay, I'm waiting for his draft card to pull up. Come on now.
I think we lost Star. She might be back in.
All right. So he's from the Ohio State. His prospect grade is 6.36. He scored his butt off at the combine. I'm going to get to that in a minute. He is 6'4", 265 pounds. His arm span is 33 3/4 inches. His hands is 10.5 inches. His production score, he ranked third with the score of 82. Athleticism, he ranked 8th with the score of 78. His total score, he ranked 5 with the score of 79. He was in high school one of the top 5 prospects nationally. He was the Polynesian High School Player of the Year in 2021. In 2024, this boy got a resume. First team All Big Ten, third rank. He ranked third in the PBS with 21.5 tackles for loss. He tied for 5th.
He played in all games this season?
Yes.
But do we have injuries though?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
Tied 5th with 12.5 sacks. He started in all 16 games for the national championships with 61 tackles, 3 PBUs, and 2 forced fumbles. He is projected to go in round 2. Lance Zerline said it is hard for him to find a comparison because this guy is disruptive.
Yeah, and if you take a look at the mock draft simulator, as we get back to that, I think he's already gone. Just to give you that example, that most of the edges and linebackers are normally gone by the 3rd and 4th round. So take a look at this mock draft simulator here. I got the edges up. Jack Sawyer is the long way. First 2 rounds, edges gone. None of these names I don't think you had up here. These edges that we're talking about now, they're going in the first 2 rounds.
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe the Cowboys might draft one edge or not. But we're back up on the board at pick 76. I don't know. Are you done with JT, or you still have more on JT? I'm sorry.
That he's a disruptor. He's violent. His compact build with strong core and ideal length. He plays with excellent coordination between his hands and his feet, something that we definitely need. Punches firmly into extension, and he locks out as edge setter. Um, One thing that he will be good for as far as with the Cowboys is he can cover and buffer the weaknesses and deficiencies of Mozzie Smith.
Oh yeah, yeah. Him on the line, as big as he is, and if you take a look at some of this highlight here, yeah, all I see with this guy is Cowboys stopping the run. I don't know. What about you, Star? You good over here?
That's it. That's what I want to see. Cowboys stopping the run.
Man, can y'all imagine that we hold teams under 100 rushing yards and don't
That's
get
it.
obliterated?
That's it.
Only one can wish. One can wish.
That's what I want to see.
But what else you got? Anything else on our guy JT or not?
Nope, that's it.
All right, so we're at pick 76, and here's our edges: Jack Sawyer, Braden Swinson. Let's go. None of these names excite me. Let's take a look at the BPA available there. Running back. I don't know. We take a look at the running backs: KELZ, Caleb Johnson, Ollie Gordon. Damn, Ollie Gordon's draft stock fell. He way down there now. I don't know what's going on with him.
It was something that happened at his pro day that really didn't.
All right, so we took Ginty at 12, which everybody said he won't fall. He's gone. We got Ginty. We got Wanye's brother Azare. We got Tuye Thomas. That's his nickname. You got Wanye, and we're gonna get Tuye.
Yay,
So we got Tuye. Who else are we gonna get at pick 76? We going defensive line. Where y'all want to look at?
I'm still with corner though. It's
Okay.
something with corner.
Jacob Parrish, Denzel Burke,
I would get Jacob Parrish.
Kobe Bryant. His stock has fell.
Yeah. I would get I like Jacob.
All right, let's take him. Jacob. Oh, we got a B. So it's a little bit of a reach. And I think you got one more player to cover or not?
Yeah, Mr. Landon Jackson from Arkansas. You know Jerry loved them Arkansas boys.
Oh, he from the Saw. Yep. Talk to us about Landon Jack from the Saw.
All right. Mr. Landon, his prospect grade is a 6.35. He is 6'6", 264 pounds. Arm span is 33 and 1/4. His hands is 10 inches. I don't know if you know about me, Star. I like men with big hands.
I see.
How big is his hands?
10.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's about par for the course.
Yeah. So his combine, he ranked 13 with a score of 72. He ranked second in athleticism with a score of 85. His total score, he ranked fourth with 77. At the combine, he ran a 4.68 in the 40-yard dash, the 10-yard, 1.65. Vertical, he had the highest with 40 and a half.
40 and a half? That's a lot.
40 and a half.
Broad jump, 10 feet, 9 inches. In 2024, second team all SEC. He led the team with 6.5 sacks, tied for the team's lead with 9.5 tackles for loss. He started 12 games with 49 tackles, 3 PBUs, a forced fumble, a block kick. He did not play in the team's Liberty Bowl over Texas Tech. Look for him to be drafted in round 2. His comparison is Logan Hall. He is a high energy edge prospect with projectable traits, but unorthodox movements, body control that might create a lack of conviction when it's time to stamp a grade. He has a big muscle mass to his leg frame. The only thing with that is he lacks a Ben Hinders in his anchor. He added more than 40 pounds to his frame at Arkansas.
He added more than 40 pounds.
More than 40 pounds.
Yeah, that's a big boy at 6'6". Yeah, he's gone. He's gone already in the top 3 rounds. He's not even available in the 4th round. So, yeah, these edges and these linebackers are going quick.
Yeah, these edges and linebackers are going.
Yeah, he put blockers at the end of his reach when he lands first. He slinks into backfield with forward push and slippery upper half, expansive downline to dart inside and thwart runners. He wrecked Alabama's protection in 2023 with a spectacular performance. He plays with good connection between his hands and feet. Flashes a legitimate feel for timing, which means he will not cause any false starts.
Like Tyler Guyton? Okay. Yeah. Oh, no, he's on the defensive side. My bad, Tyler.
Yeah. I can't. Who's Mozzie? He has started a couple of.
Yeah. Well, Mozzie really didn't get that many reps out there to begin with, and then he's probably trying to jump early too when he's out there. We're going to see, though. I'm giving this coaching staff, this is a Hail Mary with our guy Mozzie. Hopefully this coaching staff can get some value out of him because Lord knows we need him.
Yes.
And I'm just happy we re-signed Osa because if we'd have let Osa go on, I'm like, man, we'd be talking about D-line every week here.
Every week.
On the show because that's what we need to stop this run. But we're now down to pick 148. All of the defensive players are 149. All the defensive players are gone. Your BPA is Quinn Ewers. I don't think we go get a quarterback in this draft because we did trade for Joe Milton III.
Yeah.
So I'm officially saying it. I'm not putting any quarterbacks on my draft. Do you think quarterback? You think we're drafting any quarterbacks, KELZ?
No.
What about you, Star? You think we're drafting one now?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I was watching Good Morning Football this morning, and one of the guest analysts, he said something, and I'm like, this is it. He said this is the draft class for the backup quarterbacks because there's really no quarterbacks that you really can get as a starter outside of Shakur Sanders, what's the boy from Alabama?
Milton. No, I'm not.
Milrow.
Yeah, Jalen Milrow.
And Cam Ward.
No. Shout out to my guy Michael Gardino says taking Genty first makes this unrealistic. Why do it? He ain't making it to us. Well, that's why we do mock drafts, my guy Michael, because in a scenario he could fall to the Cowboys, in which we've talked about several times, that if he does fall to the Cowboys got to take him. And in this draft, we held true to that. We did not go past Genty because I guarantee you if Genty is there and the Cowboys do not draft Genty, get ready for Derrick Henry 2.0 all the way from April to next draft. Y'all didn't get Derrick Henry and y'all didn't draft Genty on Campbell and don't want to run the ball.
Yeah, they were nuts.
But anyway, as I digress, you know what I mean? Shout out to my guy Michael. But yeah, that's why you do the mock draft simulator. So I'm gonna take this link in here and you go do a few of these mock drafts and come back and watch us on next week as we make these submissions, baby, because we're gonna see who knows how many edges will the Cowboys rush. I don't know. I think we might draft. I think we might get at least one, but it's gonna be who's available because after the first 4 rounds, they're gone.
They go.
A lot of these edges is going to fall off in the first round, in the second. And when it comes to as far as like with the running backs, Star and I was talking about this yesterday. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 teams before us that needs a running back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, crazier things have happened, just like on this mock draft. I mean, I'm not going to have a mock draft and let Genty go by just because I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, you and I both know, I think all of us here know that if Genty falls to 12, Ginty gonna be a Cowboy.
He's going to be a Cowboy.
I think it's just pretty safe to say, no matter what scenario it falls. But if Ginty's not there, then we're taking a look at these different scenarios on, who is available and things like that. So, but let's get back to this. What Stephen Jones recently said, that we possibly might trade back to get more draft capital. I'm all about that, trading back and going like pick 21 or something. I think they've got Pittsburgh pegged with us, maybe doing some kind of mock scenario trade. How do you feel about that? Could you see the Cowboys start trading back with what Stephen Jones is he alluding to us that might what happen? We get an extra body out of this draft.
Get an extra body. I can see that. I mean, and I wouldn't be appalled to that, especially if we're going to get another.
We need a fourth.
Fifth.
Yeah, if we trade back and we get another extra, so we get 11 altogether.
Right. So if you get an extra third, then that'll kind of make up for the fourth, right?
It could. It would be, but the thing is, it will be a low third because
it would be a low third, yeah.
But
still, yeah.
Because what is the draft order now? I mean, what is round 3 for Philly? Not Philly, Pittsburgh. Let's say if we were to trade with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, everybody's got us tabbed with Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh needs a quarterback. They might trade up to 12 to try to get a quarterback. But I would be mad if I was Pittsburgh and trade with Dallas because it looked like all 3 quarterbacks going to be gone by 12 anyway.
But I think they're going to try to go for if they go for a quarterback, is the only we were talking about that yesterday, Star, on your podcast, that they only have Mason Rudolph and Skylar.
Yep.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph is their dude, and I don't see him being the dude. So they might trade with somebody, and the Cowboys have been attached to that trade talk as.
But what if they go ahead and pull in Aaron Rodgers, and then does that change that scenario?
Nah, man. Aaron Rodgers need to go retire like a pack of fucking Marlboros. I'm tired of hearing that dude.
I think that's what. And I think
but I'm
that's
just saying. I mean,
I think that's what Pittsburgh owner said basically.
Yeah.
That
you're talking about for Pittsburgh? I think you're talking about us.
Right?
Okay,
yeah.
Pittsburgh can have him. Yeah, you're right.
So Rooney said that he just need to go ahead and retire, and what Tomlin said was basically to appease the media. Because they haven't heard anything from Rodgers, like March 20th or March 20th?
Yeah, it's been nice to not have the diva as the shiny object, so to speak. But I think Jerry's got that covered yet again with Micah's contract. So as we get ready to transition out of the show here, let's talk a little bit about Micah Parsons' contract. Anything new, bubbling, moving that you're hearing from your intels with the Star? Are we going to get it done before the draft, after the draft, in training camp? What are you hearing?
They got until November 4th. Tuesday, November 4th, to figure out what they're going to do. But I was looking at the draft. Let's say if Rooney and the Joneses had a talk for trading, we take their 21st.
Yeah, 21st for the 12.
So I will either go for their 3rd round pick, which is 83.
Okay. Sterling says some have Pittsburgh going after Sanders, and Rodgers said today retirement is an option. Hallelujah. Let's go somewhere.
But I can honestly see Sanders going to.
He going to New York.
I can see.
You think he going to New York?
No. I forgot that. Yeah, they got them 2. They got Jameis and Russell. Now he's going to New York. I think they did that so they could get out of the Shador sweepstakes.
Yeah. I think they're looking.
But they having a private work. They had a private workout with Sanders today in Colorado.
Oh, the Giants did, right? Yeah, I've heard about that too as well. So yeah, it's a lot of gamesmanship going on. Like, why would any team or any staff, as apparently like the Cowboys, just come right out and tell the media, "This is what we're going to do"? Because there's a little bit of gamesmanship with that. Because like y'all said, we were talking in the green room earlier, and I know Star was talking about this too, about Jacksonville. As we get ready to crash out here at the end of the show, Jacksonville is going to be the crash out dummy for the Cowboys. Can y'all explain to me what y'all were talking about when it came to Jacksonville as far as being the crash outs for the Cowboys in this draft?
They're going to be the explosiveness in this draft. They're going to crash out the draft because they have been very quiet about who came to visit them for their pro days, the Florida days, all
Gamesmanship.
this other stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing you heard from them is who they got in free agency. That's the only thing. And you could say we are the creators of this, as far as with teams now having their own network in media department. I even listened in on the Jaguars media shows and everything they have.
Oh, you were doing some recon and shit. Okay.
They have not talked about any prospects that they are excited about or who they are looking at.
Is that just by design, or is that just because, I mean, nobody knows who Shad Khan is, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, because the Cowboys love to tell everybody what we about to draft or what we gonna go draft.
But I think the Cowboys is doing a good job at it, because you really don't see Jerry doing a lot of talking. This is the first time in weeks that you have heard Jerry Jones talk, and that was at Tyron Smith.
Yeah. Jerry's only talked when he's had to. I'm happy with the only got to talk Jerry.
Right. And if you now listen to 105.3 The Fan, all you see is, if it's not Will McClay, it is Stephen Jones that's doing all the talking there.
Yeah. And please remind everybody here that Jerry is not making the pick.
He's not.
Jerry's calling the number. He's calling in the card to make it official as the owner, but Will McClay and his scouting staff are the folks making the picks. They're turning them into Jerry. Of course, I don't think he could veto, but I think at that point they're not. They're going to go off of that because of this new coaching staff and the new bodies, that the new grocery list per this new coaching staff. I guess Jerry's not going to say, nah, y'all can't get no cookies and cream ice cream this year. Go get some plain vanilla.
Yeah, they have it. So is Stephen, Will McClay, the whole coaching staff, and the 30 to 35 scouts that they have that is doing this draft.
And they've been working year round. For folks that don't know, they just didn't come in during the offseason and say, okay, it's time to go to work for the draft. Like, they are continuously monitoring free agents around the league, their medical situations and things like that. I'm sure Will probably got a big ass tracker, a whiteboard in his office with all his names. Well, they probably got digital. But you know what I'm saying? They do a great job over there. So Jerry's not the one making the pick. So everybody remember, Jerry's going to make the wrong pick once. No, you got to know the business.
Regardless.
Well, yeah, he's going to get the blame. But you and I both know that if he's not the one making the pick, at least we can say be a little optimistic here. Maybe, we don't draft a tight end this year like we drafted with Luke Schoonmaker. I don't know.
No,
anyway. I hope not.
Yeah.
But, earlier we was talking about Pittsburgh. I've also heard maybe even trading with Denver. They were saying that Denver may want to do some talks also.
And speaking of Denver, they were the ones to jump high in the first round.
Right.
If they were to keep their spot where they at right now.
20.
Yeah.
21. Yeah, 21.
They will be the ones to jump high and get Cam Scatterboo, because Cam Scatterboo is the type of running back that Sean Payton.
Yeah, he loves those. Yeah, he loves.
Yeah, Sean and Scatterboo is going like fourth round or later. His stock has dropped because I don't think he participated in the combine, did he?
No.
Yeah. Which
he only did his the interviews, the medicals, and
he didn't do the drills though.
And I think he only did the
vertical and those little things.
Jump.
Yeah. So cool. Well, all right. That's the show for this week. Is the episode 9, the edges. We have now covered all of those positions. Again, we got our challenge coming up next week on Wednesday, the day before the draft, April 23rd. KELZ and I will be live here. I don't know if Star will join us again. If she does, she's welcome to join us. We're going to do our position predictions recap. We're going to do mock drafts and all of that stuff. It's going to be an hour packed of what are the Cowboys going to draft, and then you're going to submit your submissions. So shout out to everybody on Patreon. If you've been supporting Patreon, you are eligible. If you are not supporting Patreon, then here is how you can become eligible. I'll just pull up the link here and then share it in the comments. You need to get your Raise the Bar membership, $4.99 a month. Now, I do have a free 7-day trial going on, so if you want to come over there and check it out and see, why should I give BG any fucking money? So that way, it's a legit thing. It's like, I don't want to give this guy money so he can just go buy weed and coffee. No, you're supporting this platform here. This show was designed as a Patreon exclusive. We're teaching Cowboy fans the positions, the position groups, how they draft, the mock scenarios with all of the tools. We've done all that here with the help of KELZ and our staff. So thank you very much. I'll take this link and put it in the comment. Make sure you get your Raise the Bar membership. That is going to qualify you to get in next week. And like we said, the overall prize is going to be the Star Draft Guide for 2025 is officially out. You'll get a hard copy. There is an electronic copy too as well. So the Draft King or the Draft Queen in this case will get the Star Draft Guide magazine as a result. And that's a wrap, y'all.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Real quick. What do y'all think about Colorado retiring Sanders?
Colorado did what?
They retired Hunter and Sanders numbers.
Oh, really? Is that a new thing in college now? Is that the first? Are they the first to do it?
They returned it on Saturday. I'm gonna tell you.
Do teams retire college numbers? Is that a thing or no? I know they do it in pros.
Yeah, there's colleges that retire numbers. To me, that's a slap in the face to Cordell Stewart, Westbrook. There was a player that is a Buff alumni, but it took him until 2017, if I'm not mistaken, to have his number retired. Eric Bieniemy was a nasty beast for Colorado.
He played at Colorado?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So to me, for those legends who won championships with Colorado, that's a slap in the face.
Well, Colorado going Colorado. I mean, they just re-signed Dion over there for 5 years. I know we were watching that too because everybody's like, oh, Dion's going to be the next coach. No, he's not. But anyway, he re-signed a 5-year deal out there in Colorado. That's cool. I think, they're going to continue. Colorado going to continue to set some trends just like the Cowboys have been doing. And we set a trend here with position predictions. So any shout outs, any by the ways, we appreciate you joining us. Star down in ATL with them hard hitters. They was deep in Bakersfield. And I know there's a lot of hitters in Atlanta because when I was down there last November for the takeover, there was a lot of hitters there. So shout out your hitters and tell us how they can follow you, any podcast you got or anything folks can get to you.
Wow. The hard hitters lifestyle page is an open page. Join us there. And on that page, you'll see all the different chapters. We're kind of all over the place. On the East Coast over here, we have Atlanta, Virginia, Tampa, Huntsville, Alabama. So join us on the lifestyle page. Hard hitters lifestyle.
Okay. And then you have a podcast, right?
We have a Wind Down Wednesdays on Black Women Love Football on YouTube every Wednesday at 7:00. Eastern time.
Good deal. We appreciate you having us. Looking forward to having you here on the show. I know KELZ called me last minute. Hey, I got somebody I want to bring on the show. I'm like, who?
And she know her stuff.
I'm like, who? With this last minute stuff. You know what I mean? KELZ, you got any by the ways, any shout outs you want to give before we get out here today? Because Dandy Don, he over there fumbling around by the light switch.
I know. Danny needs to chill out for a minute. No. We're 7 days.
7 days.
7 days till draft.
Man, I can't wait.
Just pack your patience. Whatever set it is to get you through on Thursday for this draft, because pick 12 is going to be interesting. I'm gonna watch my fluid intake because I don't want to miss nothing.
Well, don't worry about it because I'll be live here. You'll get my reactions. I'll be live here for the first couple of picks on April 24th. So we're going to be live going pretty much over this next weekend. We got my girl Candy coming on Saturday. Awesome. We got 420 on Sunday. Shout out to all my 420 enthusiasts. Yeah. The day of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ falls on 420 day. So we're going to get highly anointed on Sunday. And then we got the draft coming up next week. So we're going to be back busy popping over here. I appreciate y'all ladies joining me on this show. Episode 9, position predictions. That's Star. That's my girl KELZ. I'm BG. We'll see y'all in the gym.
See you in the green room.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.